episodes of the latest Brooklyn Nine-Nine season, I've decided to make this ranking of all 7 seasons that have been made. So this ranking was hard to decide because all the seasons are relatively similar, there isn't too much difference. But for last place I've gone for Season 7, which is the latest season. Although it still included a lot of its fun moments and was overall entertaining, I enjoyed this. At times I could sense repetition from previous episodes and a lot of it was really predictable, so it was seeming like they were running out of ideas. Some things do feel a bit forced nowadays, like the classic Doug Judy episode. Like the episode with him was just out of nowhere and then he was never really referenced again throughout the whole season. That wasn't really a problem though, because it was still fairly enjoyable. My least favourite thing about this season was the first few episodes, which included the character Debbie. She was introduced in the first episode and I assumed you wouldn't see her again, but then she showed up a few episodes later and I thought, oh, maybe she's going to be part of the gang, kind of, which I wasn't too happy about. But then some really weird thing happened in the episode after that, and then she was gone forever. It felt out of place and she was never mentioned again. It was so out of place and it was the last time we heard of her. Overall, I could see this season declining a bit from its consistency, but it was still overall enjoyable. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 and 4.5 stars. So the Nine-Nine squad's first season with a change of studios, and to be honest, most of it, there's no change. The character chemistry is still there. The character chemistry just sticks together well and continues to build some great relationships. It also deals with Gina Linetti's absence really well. However, a very distracting part of this season was the introduction of censored swearing. Now, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was never known for its hardcore swearing, just some hints at something adult-like. However, this season was full of swearing, but then censoring it, which feels like forced humour, which is unnecessary and out of character from what we have seen from these characters in previous seasons. Still, it's a good season, very enjoyable. I'll also give it 7 out of 10 and a 4.5. So I had recorded these a few days ago. I had recorded them all in one go, but for some reason the season 4 review had been corrupted, so I have to redo it now. It was a great cliffhanger left at the end of season 3, and I think going into season 4 it was very interesting, but I felt as though, although it had 3 episodes leading up to how the cliffhanger would be resolved, when it actually came to the problem being resolved, it was resolved way quicker than it should have been. It just takes away from that big build-up, meaning it wasn't as anticipating as it was meant to be. Although that came across negative, just like all the season, this is still a very entertaining season and has the same chemistry and genius to it. But for this one I'll go 8 out of 10, but I'll still remain with the 4.5 stars. From here on, it's very hard for me to choose the best because I think these are very, very good seasons, but there has to be an order. So season 3 is coming here, and it's mainly because the episodes aren't as consistent as the episodes in the seasons that are higher on this list. When season 3 came around, this is when everyone knew that it would become a very memorable TV show with just the classic, consistent, fresh and funny content that they produce each episode, and we just really love the characters. One remains with an 8 out of 10 from me, but where it's been different from the ones I've talked about already, I'll give this one 5 stars. Even though I don't have it at top spot, I'll forever remember this season because when you first started this, it was such a refreshing TV show which I hadn't seen. Obviously, the seasons I'd gone on to watch, which I had preferred to this one, I had already been used to. I just thought it was better, but I had great experience with this. I was actually at my friend's house on a Friday night after school one day with a bunch of my friends, and he recommended this show that we should watch because he'd watched a few episodes with his family and he'd enjoyed it. So we started it and we literally binged it all through the night, and then when I got home the next morning I binged it and then binged season 2, which I'll talk about in a second. Such good memories from first watching this. It was just a great introduction to all this unique humour and the characters this show has to offer. Not only is it incredibly funny and fun, when it needs to be, this show can be very serious and clever. This season was only a taster for what they could really achieve in the other seasons. For me now, just like the rest of the series which are coming up, I say it's quite close, but 8 out of 10, 5 stars. It's not going to change for the rest of this. Honestly, when season 5 came out, before I started watching it, I was like, okay, this show has been very consistent throughout its whole runtime, but I thought this would be where it would go downhill, and honestly, as it's high up in this list, it proved me wrong, and it was actually one of the most enjoyable seasons. It might not have the most iconic episodes like some of them have. The episodes consisting in the jail were very entertaining, not only because it was funny, but it was just like very interesting to see the scenario and stuff. Overall, this season has a lot of character emotions displayed, which was actually surprisingly really effective, and it showed sides to the characters that we hadn't seen. As I've mentioned, the rest of these are going to be 8 out of 10 and 5 stars. Number 1, ever so slightly, is season 2, which I said I binged in one day after binging the first season. Honestly, season 1 tested the waters, and when it was very successful and everyone loved it, this season did not hold back and was not afraid to embrace its characters and humour. The comedy was so contagious, and it was literally impossible to not put a smile on your face. This season either created some iconic running gags and jokes throughout this whole series, or it just called back to them from the first season, which then made it a running gag. So honestly, nothing but great from this season, and that's why it's at number 1. Once again, 8 out of 10, 5 stars, bam, there's your review done. I do recommend this show. It's really consistent throughout the whole season. It's just, you can notice a slight difference, but there's never any bad episodes. It has 97 on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.4 on IMDb. It's such a lovable show, just go and watch it if you haven't. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate if you like and subscribe, because I've been doing a lot of binging for some videos which are coming. I've binged through Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 7, What We Do in the Shadows Season 1, and From What Is Out There Season 2. And the biggest binge of them all, honestly, binging Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from Season 3 to Season 6. Well, finish Season 6 in time for 7, so I can review that. And honestly, it's not easy. I need to average about like 2 episodes a day, which doesn't sound too bad, but that has to tie in with college work, and I'm doing stuff around the house, even though we're in lockdown. Well, I can find the time, but sometimes I would prefer to have not letting that affect my review of it. But anyways, thank you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.